How y'all doing? It is Saturday, baby. Yes, it is. I've done my best to try to relax today. I've had a whole lot of fun learning this new MacBook, and I want you to know that today we are broadcasting from that. There it is, right there. That's the MacBook that Michael Sean from Chicago, Illinois sent us, and I'm recording on it now, and I don't think I have to worry about, well, is it going to run out of space? Is it going to hiccup on me or none of that shit no more? So, Michael, I am so happy with this thing. It is a whole lot different than Windows, but nothing that you can't learn. And it's interesting to spend the afternoon taking a little time off and putting that up in my mind instead of all the other shit that's up in my mind. How you like this shirt? Trump is a ball bag. That was sent to us by Juliet Finney from the Crook of Devon in Scotland. Now, she sent me a little letter. She's the one that sent the tea and the little cookies for us to eat there. I like this shirt because everybody's going to wonder what that is. She didn't explain what that is. I think I can guess what that is if I was a guessing man. I mean, I'd have a pretty good idea of what that means. Thank you, Juliet. I also want to point out to Juliet, if you're watching this, that long before you sent me your letter, I knew about the Crook of Devon. I just happened to read a National Geographic article, which I like to read National Geographic. It's very always informative. And it was talking about that area, the Crook of Devon, and I wish I could remember the other one, but they're the ancient people who lived there, and the architecture that they used there in the Broad of Brood or something. I wish I would have looked up that. I lost the magazine, but that's stuck in my head. So I know exactly where you're talking about, Juliet, and you have a rich history over there. I really enjoy looking at history. Anyway, I've delved into the news a little bit, as much as I can, and I'm not going to lie to you. When I'm reading all this stuff about Donnie the Dick, it seems a bit superfluous to the shit that we've seen. Nonetheless, he's still the target. Just because he's coming down here, he should be down here. Any president should be at one of these national disasters doing whatever the hell he can. The real test is going to be when Congress comes up and we find out just exactly what Congress is going to do. They've already got a disaster relief bill in the works, so I'm hoping for the best. This devastation is going to last a long time, and it's going to stretch in so many ways. It's going to be unbelievable, from somebody's house to somebody's job to everything. You know, we've helped out quite a few people. I've handed out a little cash lately, and every time I did, I felt good. And because, you know, you can hand them water, you can hand them, you know, soda pop or bug spray, and you hand them a little cash, and they know when they go to town, when they do get somewhere, and they can afford to do something with it. Anyway, we're doing the best we can. So, Donnie, the DOJ, I'm getting back into the news now, I noticed that the DOJ came out and said that there was no wiretapping at Trump Towers. Donnie typed out that crap on Twitter about always being wiretapped. And we all knew this shit. But we have to remind ourselves we're dealing with a lying piece of shit. And everything that comes out of his mouth, you have to test to see if it's a lie. And if you might have to wait for confirmation several months down the road, you know it's coming. You know it's coming. He came to Corpus Christi. Oh, yeah, he donated $1 million. He donated $1 million to the relief of somebody's money. It came out of his foundation, you know, where people donate to the Trump Foundation, so Donnie could take that money and donate it to something to make his ass look good. That's what the reporting is. That money came out of his foundation, which means he's giving away somebody else's money. I doubt that little sucker's going to part with a dime. He's probably got 25 cents of the first dollar he ever earned. He's a tightwad. Anyway, he came down to Corpus Christi. I told you all that. He came over to the fire station, waved the flag, said a few things, and then dashed off up to Missouri at that time to talk about tax reform, because that's the next big thing Donnie's got coming up on the agenda now. He's got to get his tax bill passed. Yeah, good luck with that, Donnie. I don't think it's going to go. It's not going to be spread amongst the people. No, that tax reform bill, you can bet your ass it's going to be nothing but for the rich people. They're going to come out on top like they come out on top on all this shit. And so that's not going to be doing anything different. is going to make a decision on the Dreamers Act this weekend. What kind of decision you're going to make there, Donnie? Because there's only one damn decision to make. Those people live here. Those people have gone to school here. Those people provide for their families. They have jobs here. They have a future here, Donnie. This ain't the time for you to be jacking around wondering, excuse me, wondering what they're going to have to do. Hell, there's reports of people up the road that are fearful of asking for help for fear they might be arrested by ICE or some shit like that. That's pitiful if a person is afraid to ask for help. We should be a benevolent country to offer that help to anybody and not be asking for their papers or anything else when they're in need. Excuse me. I might have to edit that out. Luckily, with the iMovie, I can't. I had a coughing fit, just had to cut that out. Anyway, with the devastating flooding that's going on, I saw a little story that this is going to impact people for a long time. And I'm talking about the Superfund sites in Texas. Texas has 41 super sites. Those are contaminated areas that the EPA has determined that that's unhealthy shit that you shouldn't get near it. Well, 13 of those are flooded. Feel like it's a good time to cut the EPA budget? Feel like it's a good time to deregulate all that shit? That's what keeps us safe, people. All those regulations that Donnie wants to cut to save businesses were put in place to help people, to prevent disease or other environmental issues on the body, cancers and stuff like that. That's why those regulations were put there. That's why we had the EPA, because we saw the kind of shit that was going downhill back in the 60s. So the EPA was formed. And now Donnie's doing his best to do away with it. Those sites, that's going to contaminate a whole lot of area. A whole lot of people are bound to get sick from that shit. So, you want to know why I'm against that deregulation shit? That's why. Because those regulations were put in place by something. They weren't put in place just to be mean to the business owner. No. Those regulations were put in place for a reason, and we need to evaluate them things. But Donnie don't care. If it's bad for business, Donnie wants to get rid of it. North Korea's been in the news. Why? Because they're shooting missiles over Japan. Now, there ain't no good deal with North Korea. I can't remember who it was, I saw somebody speak on the issue, and they were talking about what maybe ought to be done is a peace treaty with North Korea. Remember, we're still under an armistice. There's a war still going on. We just ain't shooting at each other. But we stand face to face every day on that border. So maybe it's time to negotiate a peace treaty with them or something. The only alternative we have the other way is a military action, and none of that looks good for anybody, people. We cannot let that happen in that part of the world. We can't turn our back to that kind of suffering. And so, yeah, there's no easy answer. Kim Jong-un, he's just a little fart face that wants attention. Can we stop them from developing nuclear weapons? No, I don't think so. We can't stop anybody if they have the material, except we go bomb the shit out of them or maybe corrupt their systems or something like that. But it's just like Iran. We're not going to stop them from having a nuclear bomb. If they want one, they're going to build it. That's how India and Pakistan got them. You know, the technology is there. In the future, they have them. We have to negotiate around shit like that. I ain't no big philosopher on how to go about doing that, but it's the only option we have. We can't be throwing bombs back at each other. So, I don't know what that was. It froze for a second. Anyway, starting over. Anyway, what else has I got? Not much up there. Oh yeah, I seen Alex Jones. I seen a little story about Alex Jones, and it brought a little smile to my face, because Alex Jones, he's got to keep his crowd interested. So what's he come up with now? He's worried about human-animal hybrids. You know, he's worried about there's a special government plan out there. I'm sure the Obama plan or something, that they're getting pigs, and they're making them humans and gorillas, insects, and they're going to be a hybrid. They're not going to be human, and they're not going to be an insect. I think this old boy's been getting all of his information from Marvel comic books. I think he's been going to the movies and seeing that by all them superhero things there and coming up with some shit. That's the only thing I can think. He's pulling it out of his butt But I just seen a thing up there. Oh, yeah, and he's serious about that shit, too. He's not joking. He thinks that's really happening. He's going to convince you that it's really happening, and they're going to come and get you, and the bugs are going to... That's Alex Jones, and he's still starting his show. So I say again, if you're watching Alex Jones on InfoWars, you're a freaking moron. You're an ignorant butt. And that's all we need to say about that. I see where Pastor Joel Osteen was finally shamed into opening his church to help the poor people of the flood. Ain't that the shits? People like him, they should have been running down there at the first hint that there was any trouble to slam them doors open and offer the help. Now, they was worried about the carpet, I guess. I don't know what the hell he was worried about. It took him long enough to open that damn place up. And then I don't know if that's true. He had a service there, and somebody said he passed the plate around. I hope not. Jesus, nothing like asking survivors for a little cash there. Anyway, he finally opened it up, and I guess that's a good thing. Next time, Joel, don't wait till somebody has to shame your ass into doing it. I got to give a shout out to the Church Unlimited here in town. One of the big churches here. They have been very active in the disaster relief, and good people coming together to help others. So I am not a religious person, not at all. But I've told you before, religion does good things, it does bad things. In the time of disaster, they need to come out. Joel Osteen needs to open his shit up real quick. He's got enough money, he shouldn't worry about it. He can get new carpet put in there. But anyway, that's about all I got. I am so tickled to death to be back. I need this, people. I need it as much as y'all enjoy it, and I hope you do. It vents me. It gets crap up in my mind, and right now I need to put some of that stuff up in my mind because there's only so much you can do down here. And you don't have to drive far to get heartbreak. But this is a release of mine ever since I started doing it, and people started listening to me, and I was amazed at that in itself. But we've grown a family here, and that's exactly what I look at it as, a Blue Dot family. And everywhere I have gone, everybody I've talked to, that's what I tell them, that I'm a member of the Blue Dot family. What's that? Well, a Blue Dot, you know, not time to talk politics, but it's usually a liberal or a Democrat in a red state, somebody who didn't vote for Trump. And we leave it right there unless they stimulate a conversation, which has happened. But like I said before, now it's not time to talk politics nor religion. And because I've already seen some idiots talking about, and they come out of the woodwork every time. Why do they do that shit? God sent it there because Houston was a terrible place. No, if you think that, then your God's a terrible God. How about that shit? I hate that shit. I've seen several stories of that. Well, it was because the homosexuals came. That's the kind of shit that proves you're ignorant when you say that shit. And that's just totally, if you hear anybody slap them when they say that. Because they embarrass themselves and they embarrass their God, whichever God they're going to. It embarrasses them to have that kind of shit. You think God's up there going, oh yeah, let's flood these people. Of course, he's done that before. You know, so anyway, I don't want to bag on it. But Joel Osteen, open it up when you need it. The rest of you, when you're talking that shit, God didn't cause this. It was caused by Mother Nature. And maybe a little bit of that climate change, global warming shit. These storms sure seem to be getting a whole lot bigger than what they was when I was a kid. And so that's got to be something. I'm getting old and they're getting bigger. Anyway, it's Saturday. Like, share, and subscribe. John Britovo, a Blue Dot in Texas on YouTube. John Britovo Speaks. Don, you've been holding down the fort. There's not enough good things I can tell you all about Don. He's a wonderful guy. He works his butt off on that thing for no recognition except for his name, Don. And he always needs a big shout out because I am so appreciative of him. I am so appreciative of all the people that have been writing the comments. And since I got a new thing here, when I have my iPad and I go to Messenger and I open the Messenger, the only messages I saw were today's messages. Yesterday's messages, they're gone. I couldn't scroll. My thing would not scroll anymore. Every time I try to scroll down, it just wouldn't go anywhere. So the only messages I got were the daily messages that I saw. If I missed it that day, bingo, it was gone. Well, now I got this back, and I turn it on, and I go to Messenger, and I got messages all the way back to July that I haven't answered, and I did not know were there. So I'm going to try to spend some time and get on Messenger and answer a whole lot of messages that were sent to me and that I have not replied to. So if you're one of them, I terribly apologize. And I beat it with a hammer, but there's a couple of games that I play on there for relaxation that I got to keep. So I don't want to smash it anyway. But Michael, again, thank you for the Mac, and I'm just having a ball with it, learning about it. So to my Blue Dot family, what can I say? Y'all have made me the proudest man I've been since my babies was born. And I'm just so thankful to be part of this family. I'm so thankful to have so many good people here in the United States and across the world, and from the Kirkland Devon, and that's over there. I know all about that. I wish I could remember half of what I know right now, but I can't. Anyway, I'm so glad to be back, and I will be back. I'm going to try to watch the Sunday shows tomorrow morning, and see if I can learn something and get my brain back to working the way it was before all this happened. In the meantime, y'all like, share, and subscribe and all that stuff, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.